Oswald silenced the crowd. "Brave youngling, what is your name?"
"Li Chang."
"Li Chang? That's hardly the name of a brave warrior. Are you sure you have the stomach to run 12 swords through me?" he asked.
"Yes," Li shouted. "And I'm a cleric too, so after I stab you 12 times, I can help you so you don't die."
The onlookers laughed, and even Marlowe snarled with excitement. Oswald positioned himself inside the cube, and reached his arms out through the holes to close it around him. He slid the latch into place, and looked out over the crowd. "I call this the 12th chest. Li, you may begin when you are ready, but it is imperative that you run all 12 swords through me. Don't stop, no matter what. Do you understand?" Li nodded.
"Yeah, sure, but why?"
"Why?" he scoffed. "Because I promised our fans that I would take 12 swords for them. If I die at 10, just keep going." Li picked up the first sword and looked around at the massive amount of people that had now gathered. They stared up at him with excitement, holding their breath for him to stab the box. Marlowe looked at him and nodded hastily, flicking his eyes back towards the ship, anxious to leave. Li pushed the sword through the box as Oswald squirmed and groaned. The cold steel of the blade grinded on the edge of the metal box, inch by inch. Li then felt the blade pierce the meaty contents of the box, and with resistance, sliced through. Li could recognize pain from stabbings and deep wounds. This looked more like discomfort. Li wasn't convinced. He picked up another 2 swords and stabbed quickly into the box. Oswald let out a shriek as sweat dripped from his forehead. "Look at you, 2 at once! I picked a good assistant if you're enjoying this." The crowd let out a laugh, all except for Leia, who fainted. Li picked up another sword and another. He kept driving them into the box playfully and with eagerness. 6, 7. Oswald cried out. 8, 9, 10. He yelped and squirmed. On 11, he collapsed limply within the box. The people went silent. Li held the 12th sword and slowly pushed it through. As soon as the hilt met the box, Oswald's head shot back up and his arms straight out. He gasped sharply. "I live!" There was a thunder of applause as Oswald reached in front of him and unhinged the box to swing it open. He revealed all 12 swords stuck into his torso from different angles. With a twist and a shake, he snapped the blades from his body and stepped out of the box with ease. There were tears to his clothing, but no blood from a wound. The crowd cheered in bewilderment. Oswald bowed to the audience and faced Li. "You have been such a remarkable assistant. Would you help me with one last trick?" Li looked back at Marlowe, who was shaking his head from side to side with disapproval. Li replied,
"I'm sorry, but I have to go meet my friends."
"Oh, but this trick is special for you. In fact, if you don't help me, I would have to wrap up my show right now and not continue. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Should he help, or should we all go home?" Oswald asked the crowd. There was a wave of unfriendly disapproval from the audience, evident by booing and pleading for him to continue. "Come on, kid," a woman pleaded.
"Just go with it,"
ordered another. Li smiled.
Okay, I'll help. What's the trick?"
"It's simple in theory, but terrifying in nature. In fact, if a lesser illusionist were to attempt it, things could go horribly wrong." He panned over the crowd. "I am going to turn this boy invisible. You heard me right. I'm going to use my powers to make this boy disappear. He will still be here, able to knock over my stool or topple my hat, but you will not see him."
"Excuse me, Mr. Oswald. You said things could go horribly wrong?"
Li asked with concern. "That's right, Li. Sometimes the spell might in fact banish you to another realm. Other times you may turn invisible and never able to be seen again. Alas, those things don't need to concern you. You are in my well-practiced hands, and I will see it through, young one. Come, and lay down right here." Oswald wiped off a cloth covering to what appeared to be an altar.